Hey Rhody, I'm Elise Major.
And I'm Jenna Kaplan, and this is Hey Rhody Weekly, where we bring the pages of our magazines to life.
This week we're going to be talking about yoga under the full moon at the beach,
A hill in Providence,
and a visit to a vineyard.
all that and more coming up.
Jenna, do you do yoga?
No, but I should. Do you have any suggestions on where I should do it?
So here's the thing. Our former editor and current contributing writer, Karen Greco, she is like a fitness nut. Not a fitness nut, but she likes fitness.
Yeah.
So when I had learned about the full moon yoga that they do at All That Matters in Wakefield, I asked Karen if she would be up for trying it, and she did. So the whole story is a very fun adventure because she did this at the last full moon where you meet at the beach in the tunic, you know, with your mats, and you start to get ready for yoga, but then they could see this giant storm cloud was coming. And they just kind of kept pushing through. And then finally there was lightning and they all got wet and they had to they all got in their cars and they drove to Wakefield and they all finished the session.
Oh, wow, they still finished it?
Yeah, inside the studio. So it's a really fun read. But I did want to mention there's another one coming up, August 19th for the next full moon. It's like the sturgeon moon. And All That Matters, we'll be doing another full moon yoga on the beach in the tunic. If you register, they have all the information. And it just seems like a really groovy thing to do out at the beach. Yeah. If you haven't done yoga or you do like yoga, it seems like a really fun time to try it.
Or if you're like a night owl and you can't wake up in the morning, because some people usually like to start their day with yoga, but you could end it with the full moon yoga.
Absolutely. So that sounds really fun. So save the date, August 19th, and look into it at All That Matters. Jenna, you wrote a blog post about Nudiconicanut. Wait.
Nope. Nudiconicanut.
I wrote a blog post about a hill that's in Providence that I cannot pronounce. Nick, can you pronounce it?
Nudiconicanut?
Nudiconicanut.
Okay.
So yeah, I wrote a blog about that hill, and there's a lot of fun nature activities you can do there. So Nick, I don't know if you know this, but because you're live in a cave, it feels like.
Apparently, I'm a troll. I live under a bridge.
You can. So there's trails there. You can bring canoe, you can bring dogs. You know, you can do a little kayaking.
And it's 4 miles of trails over 80 acres of wilderness.
It's beautiful.
I only shook my head at wilderness because it's in Providence, so I don't understand how that's possible, but wilderness.
Providence is vast. It's got many little places. But I haven't done geocaching, but I used to be very into the sort of analog version of that, which is letterboxing, which is very fun.
What?
It's really like finding treasure maps. So if you go to letterboxing.org, and you, I think, plug in your zip code where you are, somebody has hidden a little box with a stamp pad and a pen, and you have to find it. It's really like a treasure hunt. You find it, and then you stamp your own little book, and then you stamp their book that you found it.
That feels like an so slightly different version of just geocaching.
It just doesn't require any technology.
Yeah, and geocaching is typically when you get to that place, you have to solve a puzzle or find it in that area. It'll be something small and you might have to. Is
it like a treat? You find you get a.
It's usually, sometimes it's nothing you can take with you. You just sign the book. Yeah. Sometimes somebody puts the equivalent of the stuff you would get in like a gumball machine, just little trinkets or, people will leave things behind and you can grab something or you leave something behind. It's really more about the exploration and then solving the puzzle than the actual prize at the end.
Yeah,
the prize is the journey.
Like pirate maps, right? Where you're take 10 paces and go to the left.
Yeah, exactly.
Turn at this tree. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, so if you are interested in looking into that, you can go to nhill.org to find out more.
Nudiconicanut.
I'm not going to even try to say it.
Recently, Jenna and I took another field trip. We went to Seconic Vineyards under new ownership, or new stewardship, I should say.
Yeah.
And we, sampled wines. We took a little golf cart tour of the vineyard.
Yeah, and it is like absolutely stunning.
So pretty. It's in Little Compton, huge acreage along the coast.
They have red wine, white wine. They do have a rosé too.
You know, it's owned by Carolyn Rafaelian. It used to be called Carolyn Seconic Vineyard. She's kind of stepped back a little. She's still an owner, but now the couple that used to own Hope and Anchor Wine, they are now the new stewards of the winery, and they're really putting their imprint on it with the new menu, and I think maybe some new branding, and just different things like that. So they're really excited. We visited. There's actually a full story about it in the Bay Magazine as well.
Do they do like a tasting experience?
I believe so.
Like,
yes.
do they do like flights, or
Yes,
you kind of
yes,
do
yes,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm a
they do.
sucker for like tasting flights of any kind. That's why I like vineyards and distilleries. I know you can do it at breweries, but we already went over the fact previously that I can't really do beer, but wine and distilleries, it's some of my favorites.
I'm looking for a cupcake flight, but that's a whole nother story.
That's a story for another time. But actually, so at that, at Seconic, on that field trip, I somehow ended up staying late there too, and they took us on a tour through the back.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's like very interesting to see how they make it. So they have like, the big
Tanks, whatever, yeah.
They have those, but then what they use to bottle it, it's kind of like an old machine. They haven't really updated to like the newer version, so it's kind of cool. It has
So
like
a big funnel or something?
No, well, there are funnels, but it's like they take the bottle, it gets put in this thing, and then it just like goes all through. I have videos.
Very fun. I love that kind of stuff.
So it was fun and it was great. And the new owners, they're so knowledgeable on everything about wine, and they're so passionate about it too, which you can tell when you're there.
Yeah, they're very sweet. I know. It was really fun to go that night, and I feel like I definitely want to go back.
Yeah. I don't know how to say that word. Nutaconnet.
Oh.
Hill?
Nutaconnet?
Nutaconnet.
Nuda Conconut.
Nutaconnet.
Nuda Conconut.
Nutaconnet.